It is. It is that time. The notification went off in my phone this week, reminding me that it is time to do my house floor reset. Yes, I do that at least once, maybe twice a year, where I really get in and scrub the tile and grout, because what is that? Oh my word. Wow, I don't know what that is because we don't wear shoes in my house, but I'm going to blame that on the dogs. And that there is the reason why I do a house floor reset, where I really just scrub the tile and the grout and get it good and clean, because it is about 23 years old. And so that grout is really porous. It absorbs a lot of the dirt, the grime, the grease. And I don't reseal it because it is so old. And I really just can't get the color back to what it used to be. And so what stains are in there, I don't want to seal them in. I just clean my floor once, maybe twice a year, and I've got it down to a science. I do it using some of Zepp's Industrial Strength Purple Degreaser. This is a concentrated degreaser. You can get it at Walmart for almost $13. This is not a sponsored video. This is just what I use along with my O-Cedar mop system. I love the O-Cedar mop and bucket because it's got the easy to wring out bucket, and it's got the detachable mop head where they are washable, reusable, or replaceable. I've got my Zepp mixture mixed in my bucket. I've submerged my mop head into the Zepp mixture. Without wringing it out, I am then just kind of applying it to my tile and my grout generously. I am not going to wring that mop out. I'm just going to submerge the mop head and kind of make a puddle of water over the grout and the tile, and I'm going to let it set for a few minutes so that degreaser can really get into the grout and pull up some of that grease. Now, I'm not going to share my measurements with you because I use a stronger measurement. I don't go based off of what is on the bottle, and I don't want to tell you what my measurements are and risk you damaging your flooring. I just know what I can get away with on my flooring. To scrub my grout, I like to use a stiffer broom. I find that it's easier in a lot of ways. One, the bristles are stiff, but yet they're flexible. Two, the handle is longer. It's easier on my back. It's easier on my wrist. It's easier on my knees. And I find that it just moves a lot quicker because a broom is larger. The broom I'm using is the O-Cedar broom. Again, these are not sponsored items that I'm using. I just have gotten this down to a science. You want a broom that has stiffer bristles, but not too stiff. Now, some may say, why don't you just use a deck brush? A deck brush doesn't work on my tile flooring because, one, it doesn't get down into the grout because the bristles are so stiff. And two, I've got an uneven texture on my tile, and so it kind of just goes over the top but doesn't get into the grooves. I need something where the bristles are stiff, but they are still kind of flexible and bendable to better clean the top of my tile. Because it is uneven, when I mop on a daily basis, sometimes that dirty water kind of settles in those grooves. And because I mop so much, I go through a lot of mop heads. Although you're paying $35, $40 for this system, I love it because of the ring out system, and it's just easy. But what stinks is the replacement mops are $9.50, $10 a piece for one. I refuse to pay that. I go on to Amazon. This is linked below in my Amazon storefront, and I'm going to get 6 replacement mop heads for $16. So it's definitely worth it to go on to Amazon if you're going to use this system and get your replacement mop heads there. When my grout is really bad, I go in with this smaller brush. It's one you can find at Walmart for $2.50. The bristles on this are amazing. They are stiff and hold their shape. They don't get misshaped or bent or fall out as you scrub. And that's what I love. And it fits perfect into the grout lines. So it just makes it easier. Yeah, this is a bit of work, but this time my floors were pretty bad. And so it needed it. But when you do it in sections, it really kind of goes a bit quicker and it doesn't take up the bulk of your day. And I find that that's just the easiest way to do it for me, but it's worth it. And it really does move along pretty quickly. Once I've done all the scrubbing that I'm going to do in whatever section it is that I'm working on, I do go back in with my O-Cedar mop. I rinse out the head and I wring it out so it is good and dry. And I use that to soak up any of the leftover excess dirty water that is now on my tile. When doing this, I really run that mop head along my grout lines to make sure I pick up any of that free fluid. I don't want it being left on my grout because it is dirty water, so it's gonna dry gray and dingy. I then go in a second time with just hot water, no ZEP, and go over my floors again to get up all of the excess ZEP. Let's just take a second to look at how satisfying this dirt pour is, this water pour. And I thought my floors were pretty clean until I really looked at them. My word. How satisfying is it though to come back and actually look at the grout. The grout is cleaner, it is brighter. As it doesn't look perfect, I am okay with that. It doesn't look as dingy as it once did. Yes, there are some stains. No, I am not going to seal it again. I will just continue to do this once a year because you know what? It's just not worth, one, putting the money into sealing it. I have 2,500 square feet of tile. Yes, look at this. And it is not going to be free of stains again until I either, one, replace my flooring or two, replace the grout. And right now that is just not something that is in my capability to do. As it looks like, and I do have a lot of tile, look how clean it looks. And this really only took me 2.5 days. I did not move the carpets, wasn't gonna move the furniture to do that. Wasn't going to move Biza either because look at him. No, I will go around him. But nonetheless, this took me 2.5 days and my tile looks great. And 2.5 days out of a year to reset my floor is worth it. And here is a before where you can see the grout was pretty dark. Here is an after where it looks much lighter. Let's do a side by side so you can actually see the difference here. That ZEP degreaser is the way to go. And that is it for my floor reset. Biza, I got the floor all clean for you, buddy, and you didn't even have to move. Yeah, the floor's clean. Here comes Willow. Yes, I got it clean for you too, my love. Hi, my sweet girl. Stretch. Good boy. Until next time, everybody, stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy, but most of all, stay positive, please.